Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today we're filming our 1-week review with this 2022 Hyundai Sonata N Line. This has been a pretty cool sedan so far. I think Brian has a little bit more seat time in it than I do, but what are our thoughts on this? This is pretty nice.
This is basically Hyundai's normal family sedan, but the N Line is kind of the sporty version, obviously. We got around 300 horsepower in torque from a turbo engine and a dual clutch transmission. So if you put it into Sport Plus, and from a slow
Brakes do a
speed,
good job.
You really get on it, it'll burn tires.
That was second to third. Shifts are so quick.
It's
very impressive.
It's cool that like a car like this does have a dual clutch, and the power, it's there. It's a quick car.
Yeah.
Still gets good gas mileage. We're a week later, and
we're at half a tank.
Half a tank with 200 miles on it so far.
Somewhere around there.
But it's a pretty good blend of a lot. I wouldn't say it's really anything out of the ordinary, like extra crazy cool or extra crazy performance-y. It doesn't look too much different than a normal one.
It's hard to tell what the N Line actually is, aside from like the logo. Maybe the power. I think you can get a standard one with the same engine.
Yeah, I want to say you can. You get like the interior with the stitching and the sportier seats, which are really nice. I like the seats a lot.
They're very comfortable. The steering wheel is really comfortable too. It gives you more of that like sporty feel having these notches here.
Yeah.
And the odd spoke design, but it's kind of neat too.
I like because you can put your hand like in the center if you want.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not like it's the N version. Like when you look at the Elantra and the Veloster N, those are actually N. Like those are the sport versions. This is kind of like Kia's GT line. So it's not the full-on sporty version. It just has these sporty touches. It's more of an appearance package, but of course you get the most powerful engine available.
It would be cool to see maybe some kind of spoiler. Brian just compared this to the Camry TRD, which has a lot more of the appearance package like that, with a spoiler, kind of the brake covers. Maybe some more side skirts, so maybe it could be a little bit more aggressive and be more focused towards that actual N name.
It's got the little lip spoiler that kind of blends into the taillight, so it does have that, the rear diffuser, the big exhaust tips.
Yeah.
But maybe just in black, it's hard to tell. But when you compare this to that Camry, you know, the Camry's got like a body kit, it's got TRD wheels. This has the N logo in the wheels, and they're great looking wheels, I like them.
Yeah.
But it feels like they're just the normal, like a Limited would have these wheels. Nothing against that, we're not knocking it or anything. But
it's nice.
Just wouldn't mind just a little bit more sporty exterior look.
Yeah.
I think the interior looks great. You do get cool technology, you know, 2 screens in here, you know, adaptive cruise, all that good stuff. Panoramic roof is just a nice touch. And it is a fun to drive car.
Being the larger Hyundai, you have a lot of space in here too.
You do.
So a lot of backseat room, a lot of trunk space. Very practical if this is your only vehicle. Seats fold down. We had a box in it the other day with the seat folded down, plenty of room.
I went to the hardware store, I bought a leaf blower and weed whacker, and had the seats down. We bought bins in here. We had big wicker baskets. So we had a $300 hardware store load in the back of this, and it fit pretty nicely.
We got the wireless charging too. A lot of nice tech for this.
And it's 34 grand, which is way below the industry average. And you know, it's definitely got a lot for the money, I'd say.
Why don't we move on to anything we don't like about this? The one thing I'm gonna talk about with the radio is the fact that in order to change stations, we do have volume and tuning on the steering wheel, but I cannot figure out how to use the tuning for FM radio. It only goes straight to the Sirius.
Yeah.
So the week that I've had
mode selection.
Well, mode is right here, but then when you do this, it just goes through either its presets, and all the presets have been changed to the SM radio. But going through the FM, I've been having to hit seek and track over here.
Yeah.
And it's distracting being on the passenger side if you're the only person here. I don't know if that's a setting or not. I haven't figured out how to change it, but that is my one gripe, that it's here, but it doesn't connect with the modes. Like if you go through the modes, it should change with what mode you're in.
Interesting. So there's no just like track button really,
except for those that I've found.
Yeah.
Unless I'm wrong, I haven't been able in the last couple days to figure that out.
All right. My only gripes.
But that's it for me.
My only gripes. I like the trunk release button in the Hyundai logo. I think that's really cool.
That's really neat. I forgot it was there.
Yeah, you had to message me to ask me where it was. My only complaint is when the trunk's open, there's nothing to grab to close it.
Yeah.
I would like a little handle on the inside, because then you're stuck grabbing the paint. It's pollen season. This is a black car.
Yeah.
So now we got yellow fingerprints on the paint, which, you know, a little minor thing, but I'd like to see a little latch back there.
I think that's honestly it for the price of it, I mean, all the materials are still nice. We do have some plastic here, but I mean, it kind of almost blends in a little bit with the trim.
I like how you do get like the leather material with the stitching on the dash.
Yeah.
Everything you touch feels pretty good.
A lot of hidden storage.
I love the seats. It's nothing not expected from it.
Yeah, there's nothing kind of like, no fancy bells and whistles, but for the price, like the full adaptive cruise and all that, it's nice that it has those options.
So then with this car being the N Line, have you found it to be a fun car for what it is?
I think it's pretty fun. It's definitely sporty for what it is, even though it's still front wheel drive. I like the fact too that with this almost configurable gauge cluster, the different driving modes do change the tacks.
Yeah, it looks pretty
cool.
cool.
So it's cool. In sport mode right now, we have some carbon fiber backing and everything turns red. When you go into comfort, I think it's white.
Yeah.
So it gives you that sporty feel, and even with these paddles, they're very responsive for what it is. You said dual clutch, right?
Yeah, very nice to see that instead of a torque converter.
Right, so the dual clutch automatically makes it more sporty feeling because they're responsive, unlike some other cars where they may not shift or they may not, there's a shift delay. As soon as I tap this, you can see the next gear there. So I mean, it does bring you that sporty feel, but it's still front wheel drive. I mean, I
don't really see an issue with front wheel drive on this car, and I talked about that in my full review.
Okay.
I'm not the biggest fan of front wheel drive in general, but the fact that this is kind of a bigger sedan, it's got more weight to it.
Yeah.
It doesn't have like torque steer or anything.
Not too much, yeah.
I don't know if it comes in all-wheel drive, but the all-wheel drive would get rid of the tire squealing because it does have a lot of torque, and you can roast the tires through third gear, which is cool, honestly.
Yeah.
But in the normal sport mode, when traction is on, it won't rip them up like that. So I think I don't really see an issue with that. It is a little bit more economical, that front wheel drive. You get the bigger trunk.
That's true.
A lot more foot space and stuff like that. So there's a lot of benefits to that.
I could see that. I don't think the buyer of this necessarily would be kind of doing pedal to the floor, but if
it's not a sports car.
Yeah, but if you want like, I want something to merge into traffic, or
it'll do all that.
Yeah, it'll do all that if you're looking for kind of some of those aspects.
Yeah. So I think it really does give you that good blend of like a normal family sedan, but then it just has that little touch to make you smirk a little, like, I got some turbo power, it's sporty.
Yeah.
So not really anything to complain about. I think if you are in the market for just a nice, really affordable, brand new, sporty looking car that has a sporty little touch to it.
And a pretty good warranty too.
100,000 mile. I think this is a car to buy. Check out this compared to the TRD Camry. I was not expecting to have that conclusion. Check out that video to see what my conclusion was. But this is a car to put on the radar for sure, I think. And we always say this every time we've been in Hyundais and whatever around them. Very, very good cars, especially for the money. And not just for the money.
Yeah.
Good cars in general. And in a world where everything's so expensive, like we're so used to filming cars like this that are $50,000.
Yeah.
This is 33 grand. I mean, anybody could buy this.
Yeah.
And even if you were to lease it or something, it's so affordable. A couple $100 a month. Yeah. And you got a brand new car. Like really, really easy to get into.
I was gonna say, again, especially at that price point, like having the full radar cruise, the navigation, the wireless charging, it has those important technology pieces. Again, without going overboard, you're not going to.
And I don't think those are even options. They're all everything's included on this car. There's not a single paid for option.
So that's, I mean, again, for that price point,
all included.
What's not to like or not dislike about having the functional technology that you want?
Yeah, you really do get a lot, and even if there are options available, you don't feel like it's missing anything, which is a pretty cool touch. So one less acceleration. I mean, it gets up to speed.
It's not loud. I mean, you can hear that engine under the higher RPM there,
but it's been a cool car to cruise around in, economical, like we said. We're still at a half a tank.
Yeah, even with those pulls.
So yeah,
pretty nice.
I think that's then about it for the 2022 Sonata N Line. Worthwhile car to put on your radar for sure. Hyundai, they keep just making great cars for the money and just great cars in general, and not a bad normal car if you're trying to do normal things and just have a great point A to point B, but with a little extra fun factor. The N Line kind of gives you that little extra, I think.
Yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Definitely give the video a huge thumbs up. Consider subscribing to our channel so you don't miss out on our daily uploads. Check out the other videos that we made on this Hyundai while we had it for the week, along with our other daily uploads. We'll see you guys in the next video.